here's a collection of other things that you can do with very powerful XMind software. I'm going to have a look at shortening lines of text so we can format our diagrams a bit better. I'm going to show you how to add notes to nodes. This one, creating boundaries around groups of nodes, is very helpful, and I've recently discovered using the summary tool, which I really like. Then we'll have a look at making a new sheet from a topic, which is a way of breaking out materials from maps that are getting too complex, and it's possible to change the type of chart with the click of a button, and we can insert links and insert images. So that's a whole bunch of stuff that's extra from what we've known about up until now. So let's start with shortening lines of text. So I'm going to shorten this one, and I go over it with my cursor, double click on the line of text, and what turns up is this little green end to the bar, and if I drag that, what happens is that it shortens the text for me so that I can change the overall shape so that I can effectively format my map. You know, for example, I would probably want to shorten this one too, and this way I can make my map take up less space, and XMind adjusts everything for me automatically. So secondly, adding notes to nodes. I think we've probably already seen this, but this is straightforward too. I select the node by clicking on it, go up to the toolbar and pick up the notes tool. You'll see that if you hover your mouse over each of these tools, it tells you what it does, and here I am, I'm in the notes editor here, so I can add something to this. Oh, excuse my spelling. And there we are. I've got a note added to the node, and you can tell it's there because of the little yellow icon in the end of the node. Now I'll gather together several of my nodes and create a boundary around them. This is very handy because you can differentiate a group of nodes like this. So drag and select like this. Go up to the boundary tool, which is this one here. There goes the boundary, and if I come down here and click on its blue outline, I can say something about the boundary. I give the boundary a name. So there we go. Those three items contained now in this boundary demonstration, and that's a very helpful way of breaking a map up. Using the summary tool, as I say, this is new to me, and I've been really enjoying it. I'm going to come over here and do the same sort of selection process. Select these three items and then go up to the toolbar and select the summary tool, and this is what it does for me. It creates the bracket and also a little summary box. If I double click on that, I can change the text in there to be something meaningful, and I've summarized now those three different nodes. And what's really fascinating is it's possible for me then now to select this summary box, and by pressing my tab a number of times I can create additional. Tab and return is what I'm using. So tab to make one go out to the side, return to make one come down off the bottom. I can continue to differentiate this topic as much as I want, and when I'm ready I can go gather a bunch of these and create an additional summary in the same way that I did just now. So we wind up with this very fascinating potential for expansion, then contraction, and then re-expansion again. So I can build very detailed and complex maps like this. Now, I might want to experiment with different ways to display the chart. And up here in the view menu, there's this item called properties, which opens up a sidebar for me over on the right hand side. And if I go and select the center of this particular map, it shows me alternative structures here. Well, at least it shows me that I'm using the map clockwise structure at the moment, and if I click on the arrow, it gives me lots of opportunities, lots of options to play with. So for example, I could convert this one into a logic chart with all of the topics coming out to the right. So there it is. That's changed the whole shape of it. Might mean that I can fit it more readily into a single page in a rather neat way. Maybe that's not quite what I want to do. Maybe I want to try something like the fishbone. I've almost never used this, but it's quite an amusing way of arranging material. That may have some uses that I'm not quite sure about, and you can see that it retains all of the formatting with the summaries and the boundaries and so on as it does these changes. Actually, I'm going to change this back to what we had before, what I had before, which was the map clockwise, which is what I use the most. I'm going to close the properties box because it's getting in the way right now. But I'll remember that if I need to go find it again, it's under view. Here's the properties down here. Okay. Now let's insert a link. So here we go. This is the place where I'm going to insert the link. Here's the link sign up here. This globe, the world sign is the link sign. It invites me to add it in here. There we go, there's the link to our portfolio site added in there. So now if I was to go and click on that link, it would go and open that web page for me. So that's very useful too. And finally, let's think about inserting an image. Here's the place where I would like to insert the image, and what I need is this tool up here, which add an image into this topic. It sends me off to in this case my desktop, but I could go anywhere on my hard drive from here and I can collect an image. I'll take this PNG that I made yesterday and put it in, and there it is. Here's the image inserted. So that gives me the opportunity to use images that I've made in other bits of software. So for example, in this particular chart that I'm making over here, I've collected this image, which is an image, it's a screenshot of something which I made in an ordinary spreadsheet, in Excel in fact, and then took a screenshot of that and brought it into this diagram. It gives me that sort of flexibility. So there we are. More and more things that you can do with XMind, more and more indications of its power and potential as a program. Oh, I didn't show you how to make a new sheet from a topic. Here we go. I'm going to select that topic, the topic in question, and go up here to insert, and down here at the bottom it says new sheet from topic, and if I click on that, what happens is it takes that topic, complete with any sub-elements if there were any, and makes a completely fresh sheet from it. That's very, very useful. I'll show you how I've been using it over here. So with this flow chart, this topic here is in fact a subtopic which I've pulled out of this mother sheet, which, if you can see this, it's quite fearsome, quite much too complicated to show on its own. And so what I've been doing is I've been creating additional sheets from the mother sheet in order to be able to get a better look at all of these. So there we go, more you can do with XMind. Looking forward to speaking to you next time.